Here's our existing Turtle website so far, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating the Contact Us page, and we are going to learn how we can incorporate images, specifically background images, into our project. So this is what our project currently looks like. We have 3 pages built so far. The home page, and on the home page I need a link back to the gallery page, so you'll need to do that. We have the Turtle 1 page. You're going to need to make Turtle 2 and Turtle 3. And on the Turtle 2 page, I want you to make sure that you put the image on the right-hand side and the text on the left. You can do that by using floats. So I'm just going to show you that concept quickly. I'm going to open up my Turtle 1 page in my editor. Here it currently is. And if we look down on our divs that control the main content, we have the div with a class of iColumn1 that contains our image, and we also have a div with a class of iColumn2. If we look in the CSS, those divs are being styled by these rules right here. iColumn1 has a width of 240, a float of left, and a margin on the right. iColumn2 has a float of left and a width of 700. Because now I'm deciding that I want to create pages that have images both on the right and the left, I'm going to change my code slightly. I'll go back into my editor, and in the HTML, I'm going to go to the div that has the class of iColumn1, and I'm going to change this to also have an ID, and we'll call the ID on left. I'm going to save my HTML page. I'm going to go back into the CSS, and I'm going to remove these 2 declarations, the float on the left and the margin on the right. So I'll just cut those out of this rule. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new rule for on left, and I'm going to paste these 2 declarations in. So what this is going to allow my page to do is it's going to look exactly the same. If I save the pages and I refresh in the browser, you see no visible change. If I open up my developer tools though and click on the iColumn1, you can see it now has the ID of on left, and if we look, you can see that the floats are being controlled by this on left ID. This is going to allow me to add the ID on left to any element that I want to float on the left and add a margin on the right. We'll go back to our CSS. In addition to having a rule for on left, I'm going to make a new rule for on right. And this one is going to contain a float on the right as well as a margin on the left. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, these would probably be better off to be classes, so let's just change these to classes instead of to IDs. And I'll go back into my Turtle 1 page, and instead of having this be an ID, we're just going to add 2 class declarations to this div. So now it's going to have a class name of iColumn1 and on left. The reason I decided to change this to a class is because this is something that I might want to use multiple times on a page, and remember, if we choose to specify it as an ID, it's something that we can only use once per page. So this will just give me a little bit more flexibility. And once again, this isn't going to change anything visibly as far as how our page looks on the page. We've just changed that to be a class instead of a ID, but visibly everything looks exactly the same. Now that I have those 2 rules defined, I'm ready to make my Turtle 2 page. So I'm going to go back to the Turtle 1 page, and I'm just going to do a save as, file save as, and I'll save this as Turtle 2. And I'm going to change the iColumn1 to use my class of on right, and I'm going to display the Turtle 2 image, and we'll just change the name of the turtle. And when we save and go back and refresh, if we look at the Turtle 2 page, you can now see that the turtle appears on the right, the text is to the left. So that was a fairly easy change. Remember, when you do this, you're going to need to move the current page class to the appropriate button, because we don't want the Turtle 1 button to be disabled and looking different. We want those styles applied to the Turtle 2 button. But I'll let you do that on your own. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to deal with the background images that I want you to incorporate into this project as well.